84?
Yes.
Yeah, you can tell we're hungry during this meeting.
What, the shop?
Yeah.
It's not open yet though.
Yes.
The grand opening is on Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
they had the
open.
soft opening
Yeah,
already?
It's open.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so anything else you guys see? Here.
Community improvement project.
I need that major G is not finishing.
No, it's us.
I know we need public comment. Wait, the motion would be as a whole. So,
Go ahead, now's your chance. Speak or forever hold your peace.
So that's it right there, you guys. That's the whole thing. We need to make,
Okay.
that's what the
yeah,
motion
you know,
is.
let's take public comment. That- No, no, we don't, but,
But it's her prerogative, she can handle it any way she
I think
wants.
because we're discussing it now without a motion, we should allow for public comment at this point.
Hey, look at how much public comment is here.
Go for it,
We
Anthony.
won't have enough time to handle them all.
Because if we discuss it, but we're not going to discuss it again after
Thank
making
you,
a
board
motion.
members, for being a little bit patient and perhaps waiting for my return. Speaking to the item number 8, which is the budget proposal. Viewing it on the board as well as having a copy before me, basically what it does show is item or category 300 has the very least amount of funding for the community. But not just for the community. You could say, well, look at all the other things we're doing in the community. But read the budget category, community improvements. Now, of course, yes, there's plenty of money in the MPGs and tons of money in the outreach, but that means Capricia doesn't have much to do, Ruben doesn't have much money to spend, Cynthia's not on the membership and outreach committee, so she doesn't have no money to spend, Augie, Yolanda, I'm not sure if you're on the membership and outreach committee, but there's still other board members that are not even here. Basically, what I'm trying to get to is, let each of the board members have some money to spend. Move this money around. Take some money from category 400 and introduce it into the community improvements. Because on the agenda, I believe it's item number 9, coming up soon, actually 10, that one request by the only committee who's willing to spend money on behalf of the neighborhood council has already exhausted more than half of the funding allowed in the budget. So what about the Arts and Culture Committee? What about the Public Safety Committee? You just heard me address that earlier. None of that's outreach. Those are community improvements, something that this neighborhood council has to get credit for, rather than just putting your logo on something with the council member, something with the stallions, something with the derby dolls, something with the parade committee. What is LA 32 neighborhood council justifying that? What have they done? You guys should be advocating for park activities, not giving money to the parks, because you guys are an entity, just like if it was a business. You either have to have a product or a service. I've been doing both of each for plenty of years. But my question to you guys is, what's your product? Outreach. But what's your service? None. You guys might say, well, we're being a service because we're helping out the stallions. You're giving your money that you could say, look, stakeholders, LA 32 Neighborhood Council did this. But no, they didn't. They gave the money to the stallions or to the Bicentennial Parade or to the Comité Navideño or to another nonprofit entity. Now, yes, you guys get credit, but that's not coming from your own brain trust. You guys need to be creative. You need to be intuitive. And most importantly, you guys need to be innovative. That's what's important about America. And we need to allow every single board member here the opportunity to spend money. All you guys are doing is you're giving it away on the MPGs and allowing the membership and outreach committee to say, no problem, we'll spend all the money. Leaving all the rest of the board members with nothing to do. Just make a few readjustments. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, and you're only going to put the very minimum in community improvements. Think about the community. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thoughts?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was in it. Go ahead.
Oh, you can go ahead. I'll go after you.
Just to educate some of the stakeholders. Community improvement. This is what funding approves. This is what they see community improvement project is. It is not an event. A community improvement project is a mural on the wall. It is something that's going to permanently stay here on the wall, on the gardening. But it kind of sounds like, the stakeholders confusing it, twisting it, like if it's something of an outreach event. No. I don't think he understands what community improvement project is. It is something that's going to stay here, like a mural or gardening flowers or that kind of stuff, you know? That's what it is, but I don't understand, I guess I'm a little confused on the wording or the phrases that
So,
the individual is
right.
using. I don't think he understands, or maybe things change from the many years that he's done it. I don't know.
As an example, when we tried to put on the community
Yeah, the
cleanup.
cleanups, they're
The
not considered
cleanup,
community
we wanted
improvements.
We put it in as a community improvement project.
And they said no.
We had to change it to an event. And they said cleanup is not a community improvement project.
It is an
It's
event.
Community improvement project is, like she said, something permanent. Are you gonna paint the walls? Are you gonna plant planters? Are you gonna put
The
permanent?
control
trash
boxes for the
cans.
signal.
Yeah, so that's why more amount is on the it's on the event expense. That doesn't mean it all goes to outreach. No, that means that if your committee wants to do something, there you go. You get it from there, that event expense.
So what was your?
Okay, so for the Business and Economics Committee, this is a preview, because we're going to present it to the Executive Committee. I already sent it out, but in any case, it's a letter that we wrote and to send to all of the businesses to get the feedback from all the businesses. It's not necessarily an event, but it is requesting for each community member, each business to participate in a survey and then to eventually host different events. Would that fall under an event? Because that's going to have to be mailed out, this
So you're gonna be
letter.
requesting funds to mail out these letters?
Yes.
Come out of office equipment?
Office equipment, operational expense,
It would fall under one of those categories.
advertising.
It's not really advertising. It's more asking the businesses about,
It almost is outreach as well.
Yeah, it's almost outreach as well, but you're doing it under the economic and business, which is fine too. you
But
know?
your concern is to address what he was saying, that no money is for other committees?
Uh-huh.
So are you asking how you would get that money?
Yeah, how would I get money for stamps and, okay.
And an event,
And
if you wanted to have.
yeah, an event, I know an event, but just like sending it out to the business. Okay. Go ahead, come.
Can we personally deliver it to them?
No, that's.
No,
But we.
I cannot.
They go under operational, the stamps go under under office supplies.
Well, no, I mean, to the businesses.
The thing is, we would want to deliver it to every listed business in the 932 zip code, which,
Want to?
yes.
So
Yeah,
then the ones that we can deliver ourselves, each of us can take.
yeah, that'll be
Each of
free,
us
but
can take it and be like, hey, you know what? These are the businesses in your
Okay,
area.
but
Boom,
again,
these are the businesses.
that's
Well, it
not
could go
addressing
under
the concern.
the stamps.
Yeah.
The stamps would go out of office equipment and supplies. That's
okay.
where the stamps you
So
could use the stamps for
Capricia would
that.
Capricia would submit a motion to the executive committee to get on the agenda for the board to approve a certain amount of funds to come out of office operations or whatever to send out her letters.
Yeah.
What if she wanted to have, what kind of event are you thinking of having?
We're asking the businesses if they're interested, but like a sidewalk sale,
Yeah, and it would go
a
under
food
event
truck, one thing we want to do, see if they, that's an event.
Okay.
But some other things we want to know is if the community would like to form a business improvement district along Huntington and along other areas, but that's not an event at all. Like the sidewalk sale is an event,
Right.
but the creating of a business improvement district, that's not an
I'm just trying
event.
to make a point.
PID, right?
Well-
The property owners have to,
Oh, of
of the business property
Yes,
owners,
yes.
not the residential.
Yes, but that's why we're planning on sending out something to the
It's been tried
businesses.
already here in El Torino some time ago.
Okay, let's,
Just asking their feedback at least.
Once you have the details worked out, what it is you wanna do, some of the money could come out from office equipment and supplies. So if you wanna get information, if you wanna do a survey to the businesses in regards if they're interested to a business, district, then that could come out of the office supplies and the equipment and supplies. And then if you wanna have an event to have a meeting more, giving information of what it is to have a business district and get information in person, that could be an event. then.
That's true, yeah.
So
Okay.
I think,
Yeah.
so for example, for sports and recs, I am going to be presenting to the executive committee. There is an event that's coming up in September, and there was a motion made requesting funds. So I see that money coming from the event expense, even though that there's no set money for the sports and rec committee. We have a pot there, and it's up to the general board to decide whether we want to fund that event or not.
So I'm just trying to get the board to see, because we got one point of view from Anthony, but I'm just trying to get, so that you can all see that, no, it's not true that each committee is not able to spend money. It's just, in the way it's in the funds, your committee needs to come and request them.
Okay,
Yeah.
Any
can I ask a
committee
question?
will request.
Any committee, yes, and just because it's in outreach doesn't mean that only Gama's committee can spend this money.
Exactly, that's not it, that's wrong.
It's something
Well, that's
else.
it. We're just
Question,
Yeah.
question.
Address his concerns.
So like item, like Anthony said, so item number 10, which is for my committee, it's a project that's gonna stay with the community because we're getting dirt and plants.
So that would come out of CIP.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna take 600 already,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be July 8th. And
No, you're taking it from the old budget.
You're not taking it from the new budget.
Oh, I'm not? Okay.
No, so you'll have a new
Money.
start again.
Money.
That was-
But then, this is what I'm saying, so we're a pretty active community, and we're gonna take, and so let's say that this was for that budget, we already took, $600, so I think it should be more, like.
Sure, then this is why we're discussing,
Okay.
so you could
Whatever you need,
Well,
ask for.
change it now.
Right.
I mean,
But-
it's not written in stone now, it can still be changed later on.
But I have a question though. For yours, wouldn't it be you would take out that first 1,000, and then if you wanted to have more events, then you could just take it out of the event expense?
Yeah, events, but she's talking
But-
purchasing things
Yeah, but
that,
let's say my events are gonna be,
Soil, flowers,
Stuff
seeds that are
that's
gonna
gonna,
stay in
you know,
the
yeah.
potters.
so that's what I'm asking.
her point is that, if she's using 600 in one
Yeah.
Which is for this
city,
budget.
that's almost the entire budget. So she's anticipating for the entire fiscal year of next year that she may need more, it might be more. But at the same time,
All
what
the
if she
cleanup
wanted
will
more
be on
money
the expense.
reallocated to there?
Yeah.
Then she would have to go to the Budget and Finance Committee meeting, ask for a reallocation first, and then go to the Executive Committee, get the motion on, and then come to the board.
But she would make her presentation
Yeah.
to the budget committee of what her needs are, and then they would have to make decisions on it.
You're in the budget too.
They would have to decide whether or not to reallocate some funds into the CIP for her to use to come to the Executive.
We'll
Committee.
confess her when she comes up.
How long is that process gonna be? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say too, for beautification committees, I know sometimes you have like, you're covering lunch for the volunteers. So I think it may be for beautification committee to make two motions. One motion for if you're gonna be offering lunch to come out from the event expense. And then whatever it is you're gonna be spending on community improvement, things that are gonna be permanent, have a different motion. So you're requesting funds from community improvement and also the outreach block. And I don't know if your committee, I haven't been able to go into any of your meetings because of conflict and schedule. But I don't know if you already have goals. So if you set up your goals, you have a better idea of what expenses you're gonna have for that fiscal year. And then that would make it easier to just say,
Do it in one time.
this is enough, or because these are the goals that we have, and this is what we want to accomplish, we're gonna need so much. So it's not a drag to have to, fund, whatever community improvements or events that your community might have.
Okay.
So in regards to that, number 10 is discussing what you just mentioned, to split it into two motions. How is she gonna do that now when the committee is not here to assist her to do that?
I was talking for the next fiscal year.
Oh.
This 600 is from this current
But
fiscal
right now
year.
she's gonna.
Yeah, this one will be from this budget, from this fiscal
The
year.
other option is right now to take that 10,000, take a few thousand out of it, put it into community improvement, like 2,000-3,000. That way it's a little more. That way,
Or can we take money from neighborhood purposes grant and then have it
that too. We could do that too.
10,000
And then
for neighborhood
that-
purposes grant and
That way
then
there's funds in there for her to work with without having to go through 2 or 3 committees to
Yeah.
get the funds. And if we do want to reallocate into outreach or MPG towards farther into the fiscal year when we see if she hasn't used, like, say, the funds or a portion of them or a majority of them, I mean, that's
Is there any
kind of
other-
easier to do than her having to go through 3 committees.
is there any other committee that would be using that money? Like with sports and recs, are they gonna be like,
But it depends on the committee, what goals they have and what it is that they want to accomplish.
Okay.
Sports and Recs can take from
We
CIP.
have about 10
Okay.
committees, so
Yes.
okay,
it's up in the air.
then I vote to, then
I wanted to
No,
make
we're
a
not making,
Oh.
yeah, we're just suggesting.
oh, you making a suggestion or
I
no?
wanted to make a recommendation, I guess from MPG, you could move 1,000 more to community improvement and then another 1,000 from the MPGs to event expense. That way, cause I see the beautification, some of them will be community improvements, but then others would be events.
Okay. So
So to
two,
increase, event expense to 11,900,
okay,
and then community improvement project to 2,000, and that would leave MPGs at 10,000.
Okay, say that again, event expense,
11,900.
11,900?
event expense went up,
Yeah,
Yes, it went up
Yeah.
900.
By 100.
another 1,000.
11,900,
Yes.
okay.
Want me to give you the whole outreach block, what I have so far?
Yeah, 11,900,
Yes, and then for advertising,
884,
884. Meeting, hospitality, 1,000.
got that?
Website maintenance, 2,100.
2,100.
Okay, and
So
then-
now it's a different amount, correct?
No, the
Yes.
same
Yeah.
amount.
No, now it would increase,
By
the
1,000.
subtotal
1,000.
will be 15,884.
Okay, got it.
And then community improvement project, 2,000 to start. And then neighborhood purpose grant to 10,000. And then again, this is just our proposal. Later on, we could move money around as needed.
You can always move it. We call it in Spanish, chicotear.
I just feel like the event expense they're getting,
Why
like, we already switched the 900 from that we saved from the